Recreating a living, breathing swamp in the middle of an urban environment was a huge undertaking for New Orleans Auto Bin Zoo. Those challenges, though, didn't stop once it was complete. From checking for burrows to cleaning up duckweed, here the job of maintaining the exhibit and its notorious occupants puts keepers in harm's way every day.
And here we are going out to feed some alligators.
Still, one of the most dangerous times for keepers is during feeding.
Feeding time.
As in the wild, it is run by the hierarchy of dominant bull males. And if keepers tossed in the food all at once, the bulls would leave nothing for the others.
Come on, sister.
So, twice a week, keeper Londo McCall ventures unprotected into the swamp to spoon feed each gator. In this case, the spoon is a 7-foot-long PVC pipe. But that's close enough that one wrong move could spell disaster. For Londo and the other keepers, survival in the swamp means keeping eyes in the back of your head and closely tracking each gator's habits and eating schedule. If hungry enough, a gator could add fresh zookeeper to his diet.
If he was really, really hungry, I wouldn't want to get this close because alligators really can jump pretty high. But he does get fed plenty often, so I'm not too afraid of him jumping out. Even though he definitely could.
But keeping an eye on your surroundings is not always good enough, especially in an exhibit where gators could be anywhere.
We had a visitor ask if there was supposed to be an alligator in the bear lagoon, and we thought he was joking.
One of the alligators had burrowed into the Black Bear's bayou and stood face to face with its equally ferocious neighbor. Both poised, ready for battle, with shocked visitors looking on. The keepers raced to keep the peace.
The bears didn't really know what to think about it. So everyone scrambled and we had to pull the bears in.
But even with the bears inside, they still had a gator to deal with, not to mention his escape route.
So we drained the lagoon, and sure enough, there was a hole about this big, 1.5 to 2 feet, just big enough for the alligator to swim through.
The team got the alligator back into the swamp, repaired the hole, and reinforced the entire mud bank. Repairing the embankment couldn't have come at a better time. In the spring, male gators are extremely aggressive as they stalk potential mates.
And what happens when they're swimming, the male sidle up next to the female, put his arm around her.
All this adds another risky mission for the keepers in this naturalistic swamp. As alligators are sometimes clumsy parents, the keepers must regularly examine the nest and be sure the eggs are safe and protected.
And we're just going to check out the status of the nest, see, make sure everything's okay, no cracked eggs or goofy stuff.
But this requires a precise, choreographed assault. To raid a nest means facing down a female at her most territorial and aggressive time of all.
Females are real protective of their nests. They'll come charging at you. They won't tire.
To confuse her and protect themselves, keepers approach her behind a portable wall.
We have a giant piece of 3/4-inch plywood. We call them blocker boards. We drill a big handle into them and basically plant that in front of the female so she can't see what's going on behind it, which is usually someone digging out the top of the nest.
You keep her over there, Londa.
Alright,
I got her through.
The shield will hold her off for a few moments, but they'll have to work fast.
Yeah, I think these are bad.
Cover it up and get out of this.
Okay, can you back out of it?
Yeah. Let's do it the other.
In the wild, an average of 15 and 100 hatchlings will make it to maturity. But the protective environment of the swamp exhibit gives nature a helping hand. This can be seen both in the scores of hatchlings growing in the nursery and in the swamp's crown jewel, a celebrity named Antoine, a 1 in a million white alligator. Antoine requires an indoor habitat all his own.
White alligators are leucistic. That is, they have blue or blue-gray eyes, and the skin is like white chocolate. Unlike the albinos, there's not a translucence, it's not an absence of pigment is actually white pigment in the skin.
Antoine is one of the only leucistic gators surviving in captivity, and since his birth has been a rock star of the zoo world, touring extensively and appearing on talk shows and at events. But back at home, fame has a price. Antoine requires a custom-made habitat just to stay alive. Because of his skin, Antoine can't endure the sun, but as gators need ultraviolet light to help their digestion, the zoo had to equip his cave with a bank of special UV rays. Only without the sun, the zoo lost a valuable heat source, so designers also had to add a heating system that would maintain Antoine's optimal water temperature of 90 to 94 degrees. The care and attention to detail for Antoine and the rest of the swamp's residents, old and new, are all a part of the keeper's job of maintaining one of the top swamp exhibits in the world.
We're going to continue to add to and improve the exhibitry as long as we can.
And then as now, it will take the daring staff of Audubon Zoo to risk everything to make the Louisiana Swamp exhibit a must-see in the ultimate zoo.